Restitution is one of the most important remedies in both criminal and civil law, designed to restore victims and prevent wrongdoers from profiting from their actions. Understanding how restitution works can make a significant difference whether you're a victim seeking compensation or simply trying to grasp how the legal system addresses financial harm. At its core, restitution is the act of restoration. In criminal cases, restitution refers to court-ordered payments that defendants must make to victims for financial losses directly resulting from the crime. This could include stolen property, medical bills, lost wages, or repair costs. The payment is typically ordered during sentencing or as a condition of probation, ensuring that victims receive compensation for their tangible losses. Civil restitution operates differently. Rather than focusing on the victim's losses, civil restitution centers on preventing unjust enrichment. This means the defendant must return benefits they wrongfully gained, with the amount calculated based on what the defendant received rather than what the plaintiff lost. Civil restitution often arises in contract disputes, fraud cases, or situations involving fiduciary breaches. The fundamental goal of restitution is fairness. Consider a contractor who builds a shed on someone else's property without a contract. Even though no formal agreement exists, the property owner benefits from the shed. Under restitution principles, a court can order the property owner to pay the contractor for materials and labor, preventing the owner from being unjustly enriched at the contractor's expense. Restitution takes several distinct forms depending on the legal context. Criminal restitution requires defendants to repay victims for quantifiable losses like property damage, medical expenses, or lost income resulting from criminal acts. Civil restitution focuses on returning benefits received unfairly, often in contract disputes or fraud cases. Equitable restitution involves non-monetary remedies, such as returning specific property or assets wrongfully held. Courts may also impose constructive trusts on property gained through wrongful conduct, mandating its return to the rightful owner. Restitution applies when one party has gained a benefit at another's expense and there's an obligation to make the victim whole. In contract law, if one party breaches a contract after receiving benefits, the non-breaching party can cancel the contract and sue for restitution. In criminal cases, a restitution judgment forces the defendant to financially compensate the victim for harm caused or the value of goods stolen. Calculating restitution requires careful assessment of losses or unjust gains. In criminal cases, courts consider direct out-of-pocket losses, costs of repairs or replacements, lost wages due to injury or court proceedings, and medical or counseling expenses. In civil cases, calculation factors include the market value of benefits unjustly received and profits derived from wrongful acts. Enforcement of restitution orders is legally binding and can be pursued through multiple methods. Courts may use wage garnishment or tax refund interception, place liens on property, or make restitution a condition of probation where non-payment can result in revocation. If restitution remains unpaid, it can be converted into a civil judgment for further enforcement. Courts often establish payment plans, though interest may accrue on unpaid balances. Restitution orders typically do not expire unless satisfied or formally dismissed by the court. The distinction between restitution and compensation is important. Restitution is calculated based on how much the defendant financially gained from the wrongdoing. Compensation is calculated based on how much the plaintiff financially lost. Sometimes judges grant plaintiffs the option to choose between the two, and plaintiffs usually select whichever provides the higher award amount. Victims have specific rights regarding restitution. These include the right to be notified about restitution eligibility, the right to submit evidence of financial harm, and the right to receive restitution as a priority over other court-ordered debts. Some jurisdictions mandate that restitution be considered during plea bargains and sentencing. If victims are not paid, they may be able to convert the restitution order into a civil judgment to pursue further collection options. Restitution differs from other legal remedies in important ways. While restitution seeks to return the victim to their original state by transferring back what was lost or unjustly taken, compensatory damages aim to make the victim financially whole and may exceed the actual value lost to include pain, suffering, or emotional distress. Punitive damages are designed to punish the wrongdoer rather than benefit the victim. Fines are paid to the state as a penalty for breaking the law, not to the victim. The restitution process in criminal cases follows several steps. After a guilty verdict or plea, victims may be asked to submit documentation of financial losses to the prosecutor or probation department through a victim impact statement. At sentencing, the judge orders restitution based on submitted evidence. Payments are then collected by the court, probation office, or a designated agency, and distributed to victims. Restitution compliance is monitored throughout probation or parole, and in some states, unpaid restitution may be pursued even after incarceration or probation ends. In federal cases, restitution is mandatory for certain crimes such as fraud and child exploitation under the Mandatory Victims Restitution Act. Understanding restitution is crucial for anyone involved in legal proceedings. It represents the legal system's commitment to making victims whole and preventing wrongdoers from profiting from their actions. Whether in criminal or civil contexts, restitution serves as a powerful tool for achieving justice and fairness. The process may vary by jurisdiction, but the underlying principle remains constant. Those who cause harm or gain unfair benefits must restore what was taken or return what was wrongfully obtained. For victims, knowing their rights to restitution can be essential in recovering from financial losses. For defendants, understanding restitution obligations is critical to fulfilling legal responsibilities and moving forward after a judgment or conviction.